The invasion fleet hovered over Earth, an emerald and blue jewel suspended in the black void of space. The Zaryth Dominion, a race of conquerors known across galaxies for their ruthless efficiency, had set its sights on the small, seemingly primitive planet. Earth's radio signals, filled with petty conflicts, strange music, and disjointed chatter, painted a picture of a fractured and technologically inferior species. It would be an easy conquest, a stepping stone in the Dominion's endless expansion. The fleet descended in waves, choosing what the Zaryth's algorithms deemed the least hospitable location, a vast desert on one of Earth's major landmasses. The strategy was simple: establish a foothold in an uninhabited area, construct forward bases, and then unleash the full might of the Dominion upon the population centers. To the Zaryth, Earth's desert seemed like an arid wasteland, incapable of posing a threat. They underestimated how dangerous Earth could be, especially when underestimated. The first few hours went as planned. Dozens of towering Zaryth dropships landed amidst the shifting sands, disgorging troops and machinery. Their soldiers, clad in shimmering exosuits designed to regulate their body temperature and protect them from environmental extremes, began erecting prefabricated bases. Drones flew overhead, scanning for human activity, but all they found were stretches of lifeless dunes. The trouble began when the sun reached its zenith. The Zaryth soldiers, accustomed to the predictable climates of their terraformed homeworlds, found Earth's desert heat to be relentless. Despite their advanced suits, their systems began to falter. The exosuits, designed to withstand hostile alien environments, couldn't fully adapt to the intense solar radiation and the fine, pervasive sand that infiltrated their machinery. Cooling systems overheated, and circuits began to fail. The sand wasn't just an inconvenience, it was a weapon, invading every crevice of their high-tech equipment. The second blow came from the desert itself. As the sun set, the temperature plummeted to freezing levels, an extreme shift that their systems struggled to accommodate. Soldiers who had barely survived the searing heat now shivered uncontrollably as their suits tried and failed to maintain equilibrium. By morning, a significant portion of the Dominion's forces were incapacitated, not by Earth's armies, but by its unforgiving environment. But Earth wasn't done fighting. The Zaryth had failed to account for the life forms that thrived in such hostile conditions. At night, their camps were infiltrated by creatures, venomous snakes, scorpions, and other nocturnal predators that had evolved to dominate the desert. They slithered and scurried through the Zaryth camps, causing chaos and panic. The Dominion soldiers, untrained in dealing with such low-tech but effective threats, found themselves overwhelmed. More than a few were taken out by venomous bites, their advanced biology offering no immunity to the alien toxins. As the Zaryth struggled to adapt, humanity made its move. The desert wasn't as empty as the invaders had assumed. Hidden in the dunes were nomadic tribes and desert survivalists who knew every inch of the terrain. These humans, armed with rudimentary weapons and an intimate knowledge of the land, launched guerrilla attacks on the weakened invaders. They struck at night, sabotaging equipment, setting traps, and disappearing into the sands before the Zaryth could retaliate. The invaders, unused to fighting an enemy they couldn't see, grew increasingly desperate. Their drones were useless in the blinding sandstorms that swept across the desert. Their ground vehicles, designed for stable terrain, became bogged down in shifting dunes. Even their energy weapons malfunctioned as sand clogged the delicate systems. Every attempt to regroup was met with failure, and their once mighty army devolved into scattered, disoriented units. The final blow came when Earth's organized military arrived. Human forces, having monitored the invasion from satellites, quickly adapted their strategies to capitalize on the Zaryth's weaknesses. Jets roared overhead, dropping precision strikes on the disarrayed invaders. Infantry units, equipped with rugged vehicles and weaponry designed for desert warfare, swept through the camps, capturing or neutralizing the surviving Zaryth. It wasn't just humanity's ingenuity that defeated the Zaryth, it was Earth itself. The planet, far from being the easy conquest the Zaryth had expected, proved to be a battlefield unlike any they had encountered. Its harsh environments, unpredictable weather, and resilient inhabitants turned their invasion into a catastrophe. As the last Zaryth dropship fled Earth's atmosphere, its commander transmitted a single chilling message back to the Dominion: "Do not return. This planet does not forgive." The deserts of Earth, once deemed lifeless and insignificant, became a symbol of humanity's defiance. Earth wasn't an easy conquest. It was an unyielding force of nature, and its people were as fierce and unrelenting as the sands that had swallowed the Zaryth's dreams of domination. As the last Zaryth ship disappeared into the cold expanse of space, humanity did not celebrate in reckless jubilation. The cost of the invasion, though limited by the desert's natural defenses, had left scars. The desert tribes, once invisible to the world's powers, became unlikely heroes, their knowledge and bravery turning the tide. In the aftermath, global leaders convened to discuss not just how they had survived, but how they could ensure no future invasion would ever succeed. The aftermath of the invasion. The wreckage of Zaryth machinery scattered across the desert offered an unexpected gift. Scientists and engineers scrambled to reverse-engineer the alien technology, uncovering advancements centuries ahead of human capabilities. Energy cores, propulsion systems, and even fragments of the Zaryth exosuits became the foundation for a technological revolution. Within months, humanity had made breakthroughs in renewable energy, medicine, and materials science, all derived from the remnants of an invasion that was meant to destroy them. But the victory was also a wake-up call. The Zaryth had assumed Earth would be an easy conquest based on the fractured state of human politics, the apparent lack of unified defense systems, and the chaos of a species that argued over borders even as they reached for the stars. Earth's leaders knew that this perception had nearly doomed them. For the first time in history, a global accord was signed, the Earth Defense Initiative, EDI, a coalition designed to unify the planet's resources in preparation for extraterrestrial threats. The desert, where the Zaryth's invasion had faltered, became the heart of this new initiative. Deep beneath the sands, construction began on Fortress Aegis, a sprawling underground base designed to withstand anything from orbital bombardments to biological attacks. The tribes and nomads who had fought so fiercely in the war were not forgotten. Many of them became advisors and trainers, teaching soldiers and scientists alike how to harness the desert's power to their advantage. The Zaryth's struggle. Meanwhile, the Zaryth Dominion was reeling. Their defeat on Earth marked the first time in centuries that they had faced such a catastrophic failure. The commander who had escaped, Caris Vale, returned to their homeworld a disgraced figure. The Council of Conquest, the ruling body of the Zaryth, demanded explanations. How could a primitive species with no interstellar technology have defeated the most advanced military force in the galaxy? Vale's testimony was scathing. "Earth is no ordinary world," he said, addressing the council. "Its environment is a weapon. Its people are as adaptable as they are cunning. They use the planet itself to fight for them. To conquer Earth is to battle the very elements, and I doubt we can succeed without unimaginable cost." The council dismissed his warnings, considering Earth an anomaly. They began planning another invasion, one that would bypass the deserts and focus on more manageable regions of the planet. However, as they mobilized their forces, they began to notice something troubling. Whispers of the Earth's victory had spread across the stars. Other species, enslaved or subjugated by the Zaryth, began to rise up, emboldened by the idea that this small, unassuming planet had resisted the Dominion. Rebellions flared in distant colonies, and the Zaryth suddenly found their resources stretched thin. Earth's defiance had done more than protect itself. It had sparked hope in the galaxy's darkest corners. Earth's preparation. On Earth, humanity knew that the Zaryth's retreat wasn't the end. They would return, perhaps with greater numbers and stronger weapons. The world braced itself for the inevitable. Scientists worked tirelessly, creating planetary defense systems inspired by the technologies recovered from the invasion. Massive orbital platforms armed with particle cannons were constructed, while ground-based railgun networks were embedded into mountain ranges and deserts. The EDI also established a new branch of the military, the Interstellar Corps, dedicated to preparing humanity for space-based warfare. Recruits underwent rigorous training not only in combat but in adapting to hostile environments. Lessons learned from the desert became the foundation for survival strategies on alien worlds. Humanity's goal was no longer just to defend Earth, it was to take the fight to the stars if necessary. The Zaryth return. Years passed, and Earth grew stronger. When the Zaryth returned, they found a planet transformed. Their fleet, larger and more formidable than before, descended upon Earth with precision strikes aimed at urban centers and strategic locations. This time, they avoided the deserts, focusing instead on what they believed to be the heart of humanity's strength. But humanity was ready. As the Zaryth fleet entered Earth's atmosphere, the sky erupted with fire. Orbital defense platforms activated, unleashing streams of plasma and electromagnetic pulses that disabled dozens of Zaryth ships before they could even land. Those that made it to the surface were met with an organized resistance unlike anything the Zaryth had faced. Human soldiers, equipped with advanced weaponry derived from Zaryth tech, fought with a determination born from knowing what was at stake. The deserts, once dismissed by the invaders, became a battlefield once again. This time, humanity used them as traps. Artificial sandstorms, generated by advanced weather control devices, blinded and disoriented Zaryth troops. Hidden fortresses beneath the dunes launched surprise counterattacks, while drones, camouflaged as the desert's wildlife, struck at supply lines and communication relays. The Zaryth, already weakened by rebellions across their empire, were utterly unprepared for the might of a unified and technologically advanced Earth. The second invasion ended in total failure, with the remnants of the Zaryth fleet fleeing into the void. Humanity, however, did not celebrate complacently. Instead, they pursued a galactic awakening. With the Zaryth's empire in disarray, Earth made a bold move. The Interstellar Corps launched expeditions into Zaryth-controlled space, not for conquest, but for liberation. They allied with rebellious factions, supplying them with weapons, resources, and tactical support. Humanity's defiance became a rallying cry across the galaxy, and species once enslaved by the Dominion joined the fight. Within decades, the Zaryth Dominion collapsed under the weight of its hubris. Earth and its allies, now a coalition of free civilizations, established a new order in the galaxy. The deserts of Earth, where the Zaryth had met their first defeat, became a symbol of resilience and unity. Humanity, once seen as a divided and insignificant species, had proven that even the smallest planet could spark a revolution that changed the course of history. The galaxy learned a lesson it would never forget. Earth was not easy to conquer, and its people were not to be underestimated. The dawn of a galactic age. With the collapse of the Zaryth Dominion, humanity found itself standing at the precipice of a new era. No longer confined to their homeworld, they were now a driving force in shaping the galaxy's future. The coalition of liberated civilizations, inspired by Earth's resilience, united to form the Galactic Accord, a new alliance dedicated to mutual defense, exploration, and prosperity. Unlike the oppressive Zaryth Dominion, the Accord emphasized equality and cooperation, ensuring no species would dominate over another. The deserts of Earth, once a symbol of the planet's vulnerability, became a sacred site for the Galactic Accord. Delegates from across the stars gathered in the rebuilt Fortress Aegis to sign the Charter of Unity, officially marking the end of the Zaryth era and the beginning of a new age. Earth, once underestimated, now served as the Accord's heart, a reminder that even the smallest and most overlooked can rise to greatness. Humanity's expansion. Despite its newfound prominence, Earth was not content to rest on its laurels. Humanity's leaders recognized that their planet, though vital, was merely a single world in a vast galaxy. With the technology salvaged from the Zaryth, Earth's engineers built faster ships, more efficient propulsion systems, and advanced terraforming tools. The interstellar core evolved into the exploratory vanguard, a fleet tasked with charting unclaimed regions of space. Humanity's explorers discovered systems rich with resources and uninhabited planets ripe for settlement. They established colonies, not as extensions of Earth, but as independent worlds united under the principles of the Accord. Each colony brought its unique perspective to the growing alliance, blending human ingenuity with the cultures of their alien allies. One of the most significant discoveries came in a distant system humanity named Eos. There, they found an ancient, dormant structure, an artifact of a long-extinct species known as the Veilorians. The artifact, a massive crystalline sphere orbiting a dying star, held secrets that could reshape the galaxy. It became clear that the Zaryth's reign of terror had kept the galaxy stagnant, suppressing exploration and knowledge. Now, with the Dominion gone, the galaxy could finally uncover its hidden past. The Ketheri threat. But peace was fleeting. In the absence of the Zaryth, another shadow emerged, the Ketheri. The enigmatic species, known for their biomechanical ships and ruthless efficiency, had watched from the fringes as the Zaryth fell. Unlike the Zaryth, the Ketheri sought no empire. They were hunters, moving from system to system, consuming resources and leaving barren worlds in their wake. To the Ketheri, the rise of the Galactic Accord was merely an opportunity to harvest a new crop of civilizations. The Ketheri struck swiftly, targeting isolated colonies and frontier systems. Their attacks were surgical and devastating, leaving no survivors and no chance for retaliation. The Accord's defenses, still recovering from the Zaryth Wars, struggled to respond. Humanity, now the backbone of the Accord's military, took the lead in organizing a counteroffensive. The Ketheri's greatest advantage was their unpredictability. They moved like a swarm, striking without warning and vanishing before reinforcements could arrive. To counter this, humanity devised the Aegis Protocol, a network of AI-driven sentinel stations scattered across vulnerable regions of space. These sentinels, armed with advanced detection systems, tracked Ketheri movements and relayed real-time data to the Accord's fleets. The decisive battle came in the Perseus Expanse, where the Ketheri launched an assault on a newly established human colony. The Accord, now united and battle-hardened, was ready. Using data from the Aegis Protocol, they ambushed the Ketheri swarm, cutting off their escape routes and dismantling their forces. The victory marked a turning point, proving that even the Ketheri could be defeated with strategy and unity. Humanity's new role. As the Ketheri threat receded, humanity cemented its role as the defenders and visionaries of the galaxy. No longer seen as a fledgling species, they were now respected leaders, their story of survival and triumph inspiring generations across the stars. Earth became the capital of the Accord, its deserts transformed into a thriving hub of culture, diplomacy, and innovation. The fortress city of Aegis grew into a sprawling metropolis, its golden towers rising from the sands like monuments to humanity's perseverance. It became a melting pot of civilizations, where humans and aliens worked side by side to build a better future. The city's crowning achievement was the Hall of the Defiant, a grand structure that housed the Charter of Unity and artifacts from humanity's journey, from the deserts of Earth to the stars beyond. But humanity's greatest legacy was not its technology or its victories. It was its philosophy. The Zaryth and Ketheri had seen strength as domination, but humanity had shown that true strength lay in unity, adaptability, and the willingness to stand together in the face of overwhelming odds. The eternal desert. Though humanity now spanned countless worlds, Earth's desert remained a sacred place. Pilgrims from across the galaxy traveled to its dunes, seeking inspiration from the site where the Zaryth had fallen. Statues of the desert tribes who had first resisted the invaders stood as reminders of the courage and ingenuity that had saved the planet. The sands whispered stories of resilience, of a world underestimated and a people who refused to surrender. For all their technological marvels and interstellar achievements, humanity knew their greatest strength was forged in the crucible of those arid dunes. And so, as the galaxy expanded and civilizations thrived under the banner of the Accord, one truth remained clear. Earth, once thought to be an easy conquest, had become a symbol of hope, a reminder that even the most ordinary worlds can shape the destiny of the stars. The Age of Galactic Renaissance. With the defeat of the Ketheri and the Galactic Accord firmly established, a new era dawned across the stars. Humanity's rise had not only brought peace and unity but had also sparked a cultural and scientific renaissance. The galaxy, once divided by fear and conquest, began to flourish under the collective efforts of countless civilizations working together. Exploration beyond known space. Earth, once thought to be the endpoint of galactic interest, became the starting point for exploration into the vast unknown regions of the galaxy. Humanity, driven by its insatiable curiosity, led these efforts, spearheading missions into uncharted territories. The discovery of the Valorian sphere in the Eos system proved to be just the beginning. Similar ancient artifacts began to emerge across the galaxy. Massive structures, mysterious energy sources, and remnants of civilizations that had vanished eons ago. These discoveries posed as many questions as they answered. Who were these ancient builders? What had happened to them? And, most importantly, did their fate offer a warning for those who walked the stars now? Humanity established the Celestial Initiative, a coalition of explorers, archaeologists, and scientists from every Accord member species, dedicated to uncovering the secrets of these ancient civilizations. These efforts didn't just expand the galaxy's knowledge, they also unified its people, fostering a shared purpose that transcended species and history. The shadows of the Ketheri. Though the Ketheri had been defeated, their remnants lingered in the dark edges of space. Survivors of the Accord's counteroffensive retreated to uncharted systems, licking their wounds and biding their time. The Ketheri weren't conquerors like the Zaryth. They were predators, and predators don't forget their prey. Humanity, aware of this lingering threat, remained vigilant. The Aegis Protocol was expanded, with thousands of sentinel stations deployed along the borders of explored space. Each station acted as an early warning system, a line of defense against any encroaching force. But the Ketheri were not idle. From the fringes, they began to evolve, adapting their tactics and technology. Rogue Accord scouts reported sightings of Ketheri ships larger and more advanced than ever before. The question haunted the Accord's leadership. Had the Ketheri discovered the secrets of the Valorian artifacts? And if so, what horrors would they unleash? Humanity's new challenge. Even as the galaxy prospered, humanity faced a new internal challenge. With colonies scattered across hundreds of worlds, a rift began to grow between Earth and its far-flung settlements. Colonists, having adapted to the unique environments of their planets, began to develop distinct cultures and perspectives. Some resented Earth's central role in the accord, feeling that their contributions were overshadowed by the homeworld's prominence. The tensions culminated in the Rimward dispute, when a coalition of frontier colonies demanded greater autonomy. The situation threatened to fracture humanity just as it had reached the height of its influence. But Earth's leaders, having learned from history, sought to resolve the conflict not through force but through dialogue. A grand summit was held on Aegis Prime, the fortress city in the heart of the desert where humanity had first defied the Zaryth. There, representatives from Earth and the colonies met to draft the Stellar Compact, a new agreement that granted each colony greater self-governance while preserving their unity under the Accord. The Compact became a model for interstellar governance, showing that even in the face of division, humanity could find a path to reconciliation. The Valorian Revelation. As humanity and the Accord worked to secure the galaxy's present, the Celestial Initiative made a discovery that would change its future. Deep in the Cygnus Void, a region of space devoid of stars, they uncovered an intact Valorian facility, a colossal station orbiting a dormant black hole. Within its labyrinthine halls, they found data archives that contained a partial answer to the galaxy's greatest mystery, the fate of the Valorians. The data revealed that the Valorians had faced a catastrophic enemy, a force they referred to as the Eclipsing Shadow. This entity was not a species, but an intelligence, vast, ancient, and malevolent. The Valorians had fought valiantly, using their advanced technology to hold the shadow at bay, but in the end they had failed. The remnants of their civilization were scattered across the galaxy, their once thriving empire reduced to ruins. The revelation sent shockwaves through the Accord. If the Valorians, with all their power, had fallen, what chance did the younger civilizations of the galaxy have? The Accord began preparing for a potential confrontation, bolstering its fleets and redoubling its efforts to uncover more Valorian technology. Humanity, having faced impossible odds before, took the lead, determined to ensure that history would not repeat itself. A new alliance. As the threat of the Eclipsing Shadow loomed, a surprising development occurred. In a remote system, Accord scouts encountered a faction of Ketheri who had splintered from the main swarm. These Ketheri, calling themselves the Resonance, sought peace. They revealed that even the Ketheri feared the Shadow, and they offered their knowledge of the entity in exchange for sanctuary. Though many in the Accord distrusted the Resonance, humanity advocated for cooperation. The Resonance, though once predators, had insights and technologies that could prove invaluable. This unlikely alliance marked a turning point, showing that even the galaxy's most fearsome enemies could find common ground in the face of a greater threat. Humanity's enduring legacy. As the galaxy prepared for an uncertain future, humanity's role as its heart and soul became undeniable. Earth, the once overlooked jewel of the cosmos, had become a symbol of resilience, adaptability, and hope. Its deserts, the site of its first great victory, remained a pilgrimage site, a reminder of how far they had come. Humanity had faced betrayal, invasion, and extinction, and each time they had risen stronger. They had united a fractured galaxy, defeated its oppressors, and led it into a new age of discovery. And as they stood on the brink of another great challenge, their message to the stars was clear. We are humanity. We endure. We fight. And together we will prevail.